There's a moment that happens dozens of times a day in your home. So ordinary, you've probably stopped noticing it. You're on the couch, maybe half reading something, and you feel it before you see it. That quiet pull. You look up, and your dog is already watching you. Just watching. Calm. Patient. Their eyes soft and steady on yours. It happens in millions of households, this exact exchange. And most people smile and look away without a second thought. But have you ever stopped to wonder what's actually happening in that moment? Because it turns out the answer reaches back thousands of years. And it says something profound about the bond between your dog and you. Thousands of years before dogs ever knew the warmth of a human home, eye contact was one of the most charged signals in the wild. Among wolves and their ancestors, direct, prolonged eye contact was rarely neutral. It signaled challenge, dominance, threat assessment. Holding another animal's gaze meant you were willing to escalate, or that you were weighing whether to. It was a primal calculation made in seconds, woven into the nervous system as a matter of survival. But here's where the story takes a remarkable turn. When wolves began their long, slow journey into domestication, drawn into the orbit of human settlements, generation after generation, something happened that is genuinely extraordinary. That ancient, charged instinct around eye contact began to transform. Where once a held gaze meant confrontation, it started to mean something else entirely with humans. Connection, communication, something almost tender. Researchers studying this shift have found that when dogs and their people make eye contact, both experience a surge in oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that floods between a parent and newborn child. The primal survival signal didn't disappear. It just redirected, pointing its full power at you. And over thousands of years, the target of that ancient instinct became the person standing in their kitchen at 7 in the morning, wondering where they left their keys. Now, let's talk about what this actually looks like, because not all eye contact from your dog means the same thing. And once you know what to look for, you'll start reading a language you didn't know you already spoke. When your dog holds your gaze with loose, blinking eyes, a relaxed jaw, maybe a slow wag somewhere in the mix, that is the purest expression of what researchers call affiliative gazing. Your dog isn't asking for something. They're not anxious. They are, in the most literal sense, bonding with you in real time. You might think they're just spacing out in your direction, but it's actually a deliberate act of connection, the dog equivalent of reaching across a table to put your hand on someone's arm. Studies have shown that sustained, relaxed eye contact between dogs and their owners measurably increases oxytocin levels in both. Yes, in both. Your dog isn't alone in that warm feeling. You're in it together. Then there's the quick, darting look your dog throws your way mid-walk, mid-play, mid-chase of a particularly audacious squirrel. Over in less than a second, so fast you might wonder if it happened at all. This one is a navigational signal. Your dog is checking in, consulting you the way a child glances back at a parent in an unfamiliar park. You still there? We still good? It's a behavior that behaviorists associate with the secure attachment style, and it's actually a sign of a highly socially tuned dog. The ones who check in frequently have learned that you are a reliable source of information, that your reactions tell them something true about the world. If your dog does this, they trust your judgment. That's not a small thing. You might have also noticed the intense, unblinking stare your dog fixes on you when the energy in the room shifts. When your voice goes quiet. When you're crying. When the weight of a hard day is written on your face. This one looks like concern. Because it is. There's a growing body of research showing that dogs are uniquely capable of reading human emotional states. Not just energy levels, but actual facial expressions. They process the left side of our faces, just as humans do when reading emotion in each other. That steady, unblinking watch? Your dog is reading you. They don't have words for what they're doing, but they are attending to you with every tool they have. Not anxiously, watchfully, the way a good companion does. And then there's the one that makes most owners laugh. That laser-focused, almost comically intense stare that locks on the moment a leash comes out, or a treat bag rustles, or you make any move toward the kitchen at a suspiciously dinner-adjacent hour. This is your dog's executive function at work. They have learned through careful and committed observation exactly which of your behaviors predict the outcomes they care most about. It's actually a sign of impressive cognitive tracking, and a testament to how closely your dog has been watching you, perhaps far longer and more carefully than you've been watching them. But here's where it gets really interesting. What all of these variations share: the soft hold, the check-in glance, the worried watch, the hopeful lock, is something researchers have only recently begun to fully appreciate: the extraordinary degree to which your dog has learned to read you specifically. Not humans in general, you. This is called individualized attunement, and it's genuinely rare in the animal kingdom. Your dog has spent years building an internal model of your face, your voice, your movement patterns, your emotional rhythms. They know the difference between your happy stressed and your sad stressed. They know which sounds mean you're about to leave and which mean you're about to stay. And eye contact is how they continuously update that model, checking in, recalibrating, staying connected to the emotional truth of you. There's something quietly profound in that. Your dog isn't just looking at you, they're knowing you in the deepest possible way available to them. Researchers call the bond that forms through this kind of sustained mutual attention a secure attachment, the same term used to describe the healthiest forms of human relationship. And know this: the fact that your dog seeks your eyes, trusts your eyes, returns to your eyes, that didn't happen by accident. You did that. Your presence, your consistency, the safety you provided made that possible. Now, it's worth addressing the question some dog owners wrestle with. What if my dog doesn't make much eye contact? Does that mean something is wrong with our bond? The keyword here is baseline. Some dogs are simply more visually communicative than others. Certain breeds, especially those with herding backgrounds, are almost preternaturally focused on human faces. Others communicate more through body proximity, scent, or sound. A dog who leans against your leg, who follows you from room to room without ever locking eyes, can be just as deeply bonded as the dog who holds your gaze for minutes at a time. Attachment expresses itself in many dialects. What research does suggest is that eye contact can be cultivated, that dogs in homes where humans frequently, gently meet their gaze tend to become more visually communicative over time. It becomes a shared language built between two specific individuals, which means every time you hold your dog's gaze for a quiet moment, you are, in a real sense, teaching them that your eyes are a safe place to land. So, what is your dog really telling you when they look at you? Quietly, steadily, in the middle of an ordinary afternoon. They are telling you that you are known, that you are read and understood, and chosen as the one worth watching. They are telling you that in a world full of things to observe, you remain the most important signal. The one their ancient nervous system has learned, generation by generation, to orient toward. They are telling you, in the oldest and quietest language they have, that they choose you. And honestly, after a long day, after all the noise and the rushing and the not quite enough hours, there is something in being genuinely seen by another creature that asks nothing in return except for you to stay exactly where you are. That is what the eyes are saying. Now you know how to answer. Thanks for watching. If you loved learning about your furry best friend, be sure to like and subscribe for more.